Good evening, Sequoia. I am Max Swain.
I'm Jake Gyra.
And welcome to the game plan. This is our pregame show for the scrimmage, the spring scrimmage right now against Etowah, and what should be the pregame show for the entirety of the fall season coming up. But we also have our new announcer, Sloan McGee. How are you feeling?
Hello, everybody. I'm feeling good. Very excited for this upcoming season. Yeah.
Yeah, so how much love do you have for football?
I have loved football since I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
It's all that I remember watching on Saturdays. So I think I'm really excited for this.
Very valid. All right, so touching on the last season a little bit. So spring season, this is a scrimmage before we're going to summer training for the entirety of the summer, days after days of training. But they're coming off a season where they finished in the Elite Eight. They faced Coffee County, lost here at home, but they beat Woodward and they made their way to the Elite Eight, and what was a very impressive season overall. Any points you want to add?
Yeah, it was one of the best seasons we've seen in a while from the squad. 3 consecutive years of this offense that have developed wonderfully, and now we get to see a third year of Colby Martin, Brooks, and Will. I can't believe what we're going to get to see this year. Next year's going to be even better.
Yeah.
And I mean, last year, that Elite Eight appearance was just great for the team. It just keeps building on every year after year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited to watch this upcoming year. Very many offers came out of this last year with Maddox Waller and Will Rejecki, and even Alex Brewer committing to Colorado State. This has been a great, this last season was a great year for our Chiefs, and I can't wait for more to come.
Yeah, and especially it is a lot of senior years here for Colby Martin, Will Rejecki, as you said, Max Waller, and Brooks Darling. And I mean, they have a lot of D1 offers too. This is going to be a very star-studded team for this season, so we're very excited to see that. But first, before we move on to any other pregame stuff, we have a highlight video made by our very own Blaine Zabinden about the spring highlights. So let's switch it on over to that video and see those highlights.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the presentation of the colors and national anthem. Marching on to the field is the Air Force Junior ROTC color guard.
All right, welcome back. That was the national anthem and that highlight from the spring practices that you just saw by our very own Blaine Zabinden. So just right now, we're going to switch over to a quick commercial break. We'll see you in about 1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Commercial.
At the Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, our goal is to keep everyone in the family active and healthy. We believe that harnessing mobility and optimizing performance empowers you to live a lifetime of health. With 2 convenient locations in Canton and Woodstock, Northside Hospital Sports Medicine is close to where you live, work, and play. Call 770-517-6636 to find a sports medicine expert near you.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Four of them is right here.
All right, welcome back everyone to the game plan. After that quick commercial break, we're going to do a little segue into our very own Jake Gyro's interviews with the coaches of the Chiefs. So interviewed Coach Teeter and Coach Buddy, I believe. So we'll see those right now. Very high quality interviews right now by our very own Jake Gyro.
You're coming off of what is now 3 seasons in a row being over 500 with 8 or more wins. What's your outlook for the 2025 season, and can we see a 4th straight year?
Yeah, we hope so. Our outlook's the same as it is every year. Our goals are to find a way to compete in the region and win the region, and then get into playoffs and see if we can make a run and get as deep as we can in the playoffs, and hopefully advance further. This group, as freshmen went to the first round, as sophomores second round, and the juniors the third round. So the hope is to continue to grow and go further. So the outlook's pretty much the same. It's just hopefully we can improve.
All right. You swept the county for the 2nd consecutive time last year, and were 1 win short of sweeping region. What, in your eyes, will help push you over the edge and sweep both?
To me, every year we kind of have a theme for things is that we don't get complacent. We've had a lot of success the last 2 to 3 years, and it's just whether we don't get complacent. Do we still do the little things we're supposed to in the weight room, on the field, and during the games? And if they do those things, then we'll have the success we hope we have.
There are going to be a lot of eyes on the program this year. How are you as a coach going to keep your players focused on what's happening right now, but also preparing them for the next stage?
Our job, I think, this year is to keep people humble. We have to find a way to keep them humble and keep reminding them of the things they did the last 3 years to get to this point. The easy thing for most of them is to get complacent and forget about all the things you did to work to get to this level. So I think our job is to keep reminding them how we got here and keep reminding them that we got to do those little things to continue to get better every day.
What type of progress are you looking to see from your Chiefs over these next few months, or prepare for the new season and get stronger as a team?
We got to continue our success in the weight room. We've had a really good off season. We've got a good off season in there, but also on the field with our speed work. And then we got to continue to see some growth. We've got, as Coach Buddy told you, a lot of holes to fill on defense. Not as many on offense, but the holes we have, we got to be able to fill. And so the hope is just to continue to see the growth through spring practice, through some of our summer contact camps and 7-on-7s, and then from there we'll be able to see if things are on track where we need to be.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So, in the first 3 games of the season last year, the defense had an average of 28.6 points per game, but then in the last 7 games, you only gave up 18.2. What changed in the defense?
I think what changed was the kids got comfortable in the system. A lot of people don't know we had I think 5 players that didn't start the year before. We were replacing a lot of graduating seniors from the year before, and 2 of the kids that were starting for us had never played football at the high school level before. So, it took them a couple games to kind of get used to it, and the fact that, we turned it around and had such a solid defense after that was a testament to our players and our coaches.
Last year, your seniors in Mariah, Ogundele, Ligeti, and Bertils led the team with 19 sacks, with everyone else combining for just 12. How are you planning to replace that talent and keep the line at a high level?
we're moving Matthew Matz over to the end position where Mariah was. And then Drew Williams is going to step over and be the Mike where Taiwo was. And, we're looking for a Sam right now to handle that where Bertiels was. But I think it's a lot of the system that we do also and the fact that we want to pressure. We had sacks before, Mariah stepped in there, and it was Ty Moore's, getting all the sacks and getting the pressures. And so, it has a lot to do. We have good players, and we're moving good players into those positions. But then it also has to do with the scheme and that we're aggressive and we're going to come after you and apply pressure.
The new season and a fresh start. With only one regular season loss last season, how are you looking to improve on that and be even better?
I think, there's a standard, and we talk about the standard of our program is best. And I think you just got to keep attacking every day like you do every day from last year. So what we're doing in the past 3 seasons is work. We just got to continue to do that over and over and not try to change or do anything different. Like, we just got to continue to find the weaknesses and where we need to get better at and keep developing our players so we can keep success year after year.
Alrighty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bring up third down for the Chiefs. By number 87, Hudson Mitchell. That's good enough to move the chains for another Chiefs. First down.
So welcome back to the game plan. After those 2 interviews you saw right there, I had a chance to talk with Coach Buddy and Coach Teeter a few days ago. And Coach Buddy has a plan this season. He had a lot of changes in the defense, especially last year. We saw how the defense changed from week 1 all the way towards week 10. Yeah. The secondary completely exploded. The defensive line had just a great job making plays, making turnovers in games. But now with most of that line departing, they have to figure out a way to try to replace those guys. And you saw how Buddy thinks he's going to approach this. He has a few defensive talents, but this defense is going to need a lot to be able to keep up to the high standard that they had last season.
No, you're exactly right. They're losing Taiwo Ogundele, which in the in the linebacker and front 7 committee, Ogundele is such a cornerstone of that pressure to the quarterback, and Mariah too as the end. He's usually running back, but as the end, Mariah gets to the quarterback so well. So you're losing, as you said, a lot of pressure to the quarterback, which really, creates a big gap in the center of the field when you have players like Ogundele and Ligeti who are also going to be missing. So they're going to need a lot of juniors and sophomores to step up. Former sophomores are now becoming juniors to step up and fill those gaps.
Yeah, I think the seniors accounted for 19 sacks is what I said. And those 19 sacks, they're not just going to magically appear this season. 12 sacks from the underclassmen last year. Someone's going to have to step up. And as you said, losing Taiwo is going to be a big blow for this defense. But I think Matthew Matz has that capability to be able to kind of take over that defensive role and kind of lead that defensive line and get the majority of these big plays. And I hope we get to see a little bit from him tonight.
Yep. And touching on the players that we lost, we did have a lot of commitments, as you mentioned earlier, Sloan. We have Taiwo Ogundele going to KSU. That is D1 now. That's a very high caliber school. Ian Mariah is also departing. Tanner Davis going to Barry. Spencer Geist not playing football but going to South Carolina. We also have, we all had a lot of juniors, rising seniors get a lot of offers as well. Rajeki got offers to Georgia, a lot of D1 schools, Kansas State. That's a very high caliber players coming back for the Chiefs this season.
Kansas State, great school. Will Howard went there, one of my favorite quarterbacks. Future Steeler right there. You had Brewer committed to Colorado State, going to be a great program with him. Hopefully he can get some fresh minutes. Maddox Waller has been getting a lot of offers recently. Colby started to get a few of his first, and Brody Craig, the now sophomore, has been piling in some offers. He's going to be a nice talent to see throughout this season.
That's true too. Brody Craig, kind of forgot about him for a second. I don't know how. He's such a big, massive presence. 6'5", I think, over 250 at least. I want to say.
Around that.
but him on the line, both I'm pretty sure offense, but maybe also defense is the player who could also fill the gap that Ian Mariah and Tyler Gundley kind of left in the middle of that front seven.
Yeah, I think the main objective is to stick him at offensive line right now, but him and Alex Brewer are going to be a threat to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, we can't forget about Brooks Darling. He has many college interests right now, not offers yet, but they will be on the table very soon.
Yeah, so right now we are 5:40 in the first quarter. This quarter is being played by only freshmen right now, as you see in the big box on your screen. The first quarter is being played by freshmen. The second and third, I believe, are being played by varsity. And then I believe, if I got this right, there's a fifth quarter being played by JV. So 5 quarters, no, it doesn't sound right, but being played tonight. But second and third by varsity, and those are the ones who will be commentating. But right now, the freshmen are just getting some reps now on the field against the other Etowah freshmen.
Yeah, they've got a running clock going. I know you can't see it right now, but 5 minutes through, it's been a running clock for 8 minutes, and they're just getting minutes out here and just trying to see how these freshmen maybe can develop, either play next year, varsity level, JV level, freshman level, and we'll see how they develop.
Yeah. So we'll see that. And as you're saying, Brody Craig, rising sophomore or rising junior?
Rising junior.
Rising junior.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because we didn't have many freshmen last year that had a massive impact, but we have a lot of sophomores. So even games like this, getting reps like this, and any live action is going to help you in even the coming year. And as a sophomore, getting a lot of impact on the field.
I mean, back in the interview with Buddy, I mean, he mentioned Drew Williams as being another impact to be reckoned with. I mean, he had a few interceptions last year and a few big plays inside of that middle linebacker area, and he's definitely going to be one of these centerpieces of this defense for the season.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about is not having Caleb McClure being our kicker this year.
Too, yeah.
I heard that Leif Hansen and another sophomore rising junior are going to be trying it out, but they have a big shoe to fill, big kicking ability to fill.
Yes, 100%. No, we talk about it all the time. Having Caleb McClure up there, kicking the ball for you. Oh, that's an interception, I believe, on the field, almost. Having Caleb McClure as really a cornerstone, a very reliable piece in the kicking game and extra points, I mean, that gave the Chiefs so much, just a sense of relief whenever they scored, whenever they needed a field goal. And having him gone, as you said, that's a very big shoe to fill. I mean, a very big leg to fill, obviously, a very strong leg. So Leif Hansen possibly going to fill that gap. That's a very interesting development there. But one other thing I wanted to talk about was, the defense. We mentioned it already. A lot of players in the front seven were losing, but a lot of players in the secondary were kind of keeping. We have Benji Smith coming back, and we have Carson Berry also going to be returning in the secondary. Are losing Spencer Geis, who Buddy described last year as a leader, as one of the main leaders in that defense. So Spencer Geis is going to be leaving, but graduating. But Carson Berry and Benji Smith can really rise into that role of becoming leaders in that secondary.
And I think in an opposite direction in the offense this season, this is going to be one of the strongest offenses we've seen. Most of our star players that we've had over these past 2 years are now seniors, and this is going to be one of their best seasons yet. Colby had 3 interceptions, I think, last year, and now with Brooks entering his senior year as well, with Rejecki, I mean, this offense is going to be a powerhouse.
No, for sure. Like, it's going to be insane. Especially, I mean, you did lose Mariah in the backfield as well, and he was a very consistent running back as well. So it's going to be interesting who fills that gap along with that. It could be Clinton Martin. We saw get a few reps last year, but as like a backup running back to Rejecki, I think that's going to be a very key piece that people may not pay attention to, because to give Rejecki breaks is going to be needed. He's maybe a beast back there, but he still is going to need some breaks and some rest, and they're going to definitely target him since they know that he's a very strong and star player. So I think the second string running back coming in and swapping out reps with Rejecki is going to be a key piece that Jack Mine needs to focus on finding.
Yeah, I got to talk to Jack Mine earlier this week too. I don't know if we'll see that interview today or another day, but he told me that they have Holden Campbell in the backfield. Yeah. They have another underclassman, Jojo Lucente, he talked about, and as their objective is to just kind of fill that position kind of the same way as they did last year and just let Will do his thing. I mean, as you talked about, losing Ian and Tylo in that backfield is going to be hard for them because, the amount of push that those guys gave into that backfield and gave Will the time, it helped Will perform. But I think that they'll still be able to compete. I mean, Holden Campbell, he had a few great showings last year, especially at some punt returners and kick returners, and the times when he got offensive snaps. He had some great runs in there, and I think he can be a beast this year too.
I think what also may be essential is with how much highlights that Will is getting lately to try to have Colby try to get it to his receivers in passing yards instead of always running it to Will, since the defense will be very focused on him trying to get it to those other players, especially with losing receivers like Noah Givens and Paul Prism, like maybe going to a guy like Jack Ripley who has the same length and height to trying to get the ball over the defense.
No, you're exactly right. We haven't touched on the receivers a lot yet. I mean, Presblick and Givens leaving is going to be big, but Jack Ripley is a very big target out there, and so is Maddox Waller. We didn't see him get as many receptions out in the field, but mostly used for blocking. But I mean, Maddox Waller could also be used for a lot of receiving and a lot of yards, as his size and Ripley's size can be utilized to really capitalize against usually the shorter front seven. So could be a very big development there.
Yeah, so the freshman quarter is winding down a little bit. Still 0-0 here. About a minute 50 left in this one, as the Etowah offense is currently on the field. As we got a third down here. Yeah, this freshman quarter has been interesting. I mean, I think Teeter might have talked about it a little bit. I can't completely remember, but these guys are going to be the future of this program. And I mean, once this group of seniors leave, there's going to be a lot of people to fill. So you're going to have a lot of people that are on this field right now that could potentially be starting for varsity in a couple of years.
Pass is good enough to move the chains for Etowah first down.
So we're going to take a quick ad right now, as we will be right back.
Steak, lucky you. If you don't want steak, lucky you. It's Longhorn favorites, the outlaw ribeye, the Longhorn salmon, and the Parmesan crusted chicken. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, Our goal is to keep everyone in the family active and healthy. We believe that harnessing mobility and optimizing performance empowers you to live a lifetime of health. With 2 convenient locations in Canton and Woodstock, Northside Hospital Sports Medicine is close to where you live, work, and play. Call 770-517-6636 to find a sports medicine expert near you.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
You find out life is Game SHS. So is football. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. We fight for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the difference between winning and losing. Something's coming. Something's coming. Let the games begin. I was born for this. From day one, I wanted it. We come too far to quit. Ain't no stopping it. I was born for this. From day one, I wanted it. We come too far to quit. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it. Let the games begin. At Longhorn, if you want steak, lucky you. If you don't want steak, lucky you. It's Longhorn favorites, the outlaw ribeye, the Longhorn salmon, and the Parmesan crusted chicken. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Sequoia will receive the kickoff to start the second quarter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Max Swain, joined by Jake Jira. And if you saw us earlier, that was our game plan pregame show. But this is now the end of the pregame show as we are about to kick off the 2 quarters of freshman action here in Skip Pope Stadium for the spring scrimmage. Jake, how you feeling?
Feeling great. It's a nice warm day here.
Yes.
I think it almost reached about 90 here.
It is hot, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how it's feeling in all black on that turf right there. Got to be way too hot for anyone out there. But we got 10 minutes of this second quarter of action here.
Yep.
Then we got one more after that of the varsity. And hoping to see some progress here, maybe some new players, new faces.
Yes, definitely. And they're kicking off right now, so we will get to the action now. Colby Martin and his offense are going to be taking the field first. So we'll see Colby Martin. He is the one in the white jersey as they're trying to prevent any quarterback hits happening tonight.
Yeah, don't want your starting quarterback getting injured in the spring game. That's not exactly what you want. But be our first look at this new offense without Ian Mariah or Taiwo Gundele or Paul Preslick and Noah Givens on the outside. We'll get to see what they can do here.
So that's Ripley in the flats. That was a quick run into the flats there. So 2nd down and 5 after that short gain. And as you mentioned in the pregame show, Jake, Holden Campbell is taking that second running back slot. So very interesting. He's a very athletic player, very quick.
I mean, he's definitely going to be somebody to see this season. He's very explosive in that backfield. He's got a lot of change of direction and is a very great way to pair with Will and also a counter to Will at sometimes as Rajecki takes off right there and gets about a 5-yard gain, pushing the chains for a first down.
Yeah, easy run by Rajecki. And one thing we're going to see a lot of improvement on, I have a feeling this season, is his ability to find the gap. A lot of times he can just power through players, but I feel like his vision as a running back is really going to be improving over the offseason as he's getting more and more offers. I feel like that running back vision that we just saw able to find the gap is going to be very influential in his playing this season.
I think also that there will be just more gaps in general with this offensive line. I mean, I don't know the last time that you've seen this much size or power on an offensive line. I mean, Brody Craig, Alex Brewer, Riley O'Neal out there. I mean, there are so many players as Brooks Darling.
Light work. The first passing play goes for a touchdown. Man, over 60 yards, maybe 15, 20 in the air. It was a dime to say the least, but all speed on the back end of that by Brooks Darling.
That's just exactly what we're going to see from Colby Martin this season. Perfect read. Brooks Darling, beautiful run. There is nobody near him. Colby Martin throws it perfectly in front of him. Darling just walks right into the pass, walks into the end zone. Touchdown, and the Chiefs lead within 2 minutes of the spring game.
Yeah, we just got this one started. My goodness. Man, I cannot explain how much of a perfect pass that was. If you were looking for a 10 out of 10 rated over-the-shoulder pass, that is what you get right there. And kick is good.
There's our first look at Leif Hansen, the new kicker replacing Caleb McClure. Drills his first extra points as the Chiefs take a 7-0 lead here.
Yeah, so 7-0 here early in this one. We'll see this Etowah offense come onto the field.
Yeah, and I think the more major talking point is going to be the Sequoia defense. We're going to see how they've developed over this offseason. They've had a lot of changes. They've had a lot of players leave. This defensive line is going to be the one thing you're going to want to keep your eye out on and see how it's changed. So your defensive starters tonight at defensive ends got Kason Gant and nose guard Noah Normile. Other defensive end Matthew Matz. And then 4 linebackers Noah Wilson, Michael Fountain, Drew Williams, and Hayden Poole. Free safeties TJ Hill, strong safeties Carson Berry, and then cornerbacks Benji Smith and Brooks Darling.
That secondary is very experienced. You got TJ Hill, Carson Berry, Benji Smith, and Brooks Darling. That, as I was saying in the pregame show, that secondary is really going to be where your foundation is in the defense, and that's not a normality for the Chiefs. The secondary is usually tends to be a weak point as they have some holes that have a good amount of yardages. But having a secondary that experienced with Berry and Smith back there to really cement the defense and the passing defense that's going to be a great help as that really puts all the pressure onto the front seven, but there's going to be a lot of production from that front seven too.
Yeah, it's kind of an opposite of last season. I think going into the 2024 season, we were definitely concerned with how the secondary would adapt. I mean, there were a bunch of new faces on the team, players that were just playing football for the first time and never really have been inside of a team before. And now you kind of flip it, and it's the secondary that's the experience part of this team. I mean, you see Benji, who had a great end to the season last year, Brooks Darling, great two-way player, TJ Hill and Hayden Poole out there. I mean, the secondary is definitely an underrated one at best, and I think we could see a lot from them, and this defensive line has a lot to prove.
So 2nd down and 7. Drop back, almost picked off there on the overthrow.
Pass falls incomplete.
Incomplete, going to set up a 3rd down and 7.
That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Eagles.
Yeah, and forced to throw that one away there was the Etowah quarterback. I mean, the pressure there from Matz and Normile were just a lot. Had to throw it away. No receivers in the area, and sets up a 3rd down here. The Chiefs could quickly get Etowah off the field with less than a minute.
There's a stoppage of play as a flag. I was about to say a 3 and out could be a potential right here.
Yeah, either false start or encroachment.
Encroachment.
And definitely, yeah, encroachment there. The entire line jumped on that one.
So 3rd down and a much easier 2 here for the Eagles.
It's 3rd down. Let's get loud, Chief fans.
Chiefs are creeping up on that box. Yeah, Drew Williams creeping up there. Got 3 out on the close side. And the pass is incomplete. Eagles asking for a flag, but nothing doing. And the Chiefs defense forces a 3 and out to start this game. Start this quarter, pardon me. And any defense doubters after some lossages over the offseason can be put to bed after that one, as they really showed up that series.
Yeah, it was a very impressive first drive from the defense. I mean, you had pretty much everything you want to see there. You had a great coverage on that last play. 2 plays ago, forced QB hurry. And then the first one, a good stop. And now you got forced a punt here. Brooks Darling back to return. You might want to watch the fake here just in case. You want to try something in a spring game.
Yeah, pulling out a fake in a spring game. It's fun to test the waters, but that's crazy. Darling fair catches. He drops it. Oh. I heard a whistle before anything happened. Is it going to be Etowah ball? I mean, he did drop it. Okay, the offense is heading onto the field. I was confused because he did drop it, but I heard whistles before anyone else got on the ball.
I think since he called a fair catch and they're just trying to prevent anything from being hits.
Yeah.
They're just going to call it right there, and the Sequoia offense will take over once again. After a quick drive on their first one, we'll see what they could do on their second.
So 1st down and 10 after a very impressive scoring drive. Martin in the backfield, looking to pass, and that's going to be Rajecki in stride. Look at that speed. He is pumping those legs. Goodness. It's just like seeing like a bulldozer coming at like full speed at you, except like 100 miles an hour. He is a beast coming out of the backfield. He's going to be hard to stop.
I mean, just the acceleration that he has. I mean, how quickly he can get to top speed. I don't even know if that is top speed.
No, yeah, I was like, I feel like we can see more out of him. I feel like he was kind of just jogging a little bit. So that catch goes for 1st down. Here's the handoff for Rajecki again. He's only been non-used for 1 play. Going to be a gain of 6.
Run by number 3, Will Rajecki. Moves the ball to the Etowah 42-yard line.
Is that 3rd down or 2nd down? I believe it should be 2nd. Because they just got, there we go.
Yeah,
okay, I was a little bit confused. Yard marker was making me question myself there. But after that run, it's going to be 2nd down and 4 as they move further across the 50. Got 2 receivers on the far side. That's Darling and Ripley. Rajecki again looking on the outside, and he has a lane. 3 Eagles to beat. He gets pushed out of bounds. Oh, Eagles took down a lamppost. Oh, that thing looks to be a little bit damaged.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. They have the budget. 1st down and 10 on the 27.
And just the way Rajecki's been creating space and creating those gaps so far tonight have been pretty good. I mean, now 1st down pretty much only from Rajecki, either runs or plays. 1st down inside the 30-yard line. 6:37 left to go here in the 1st. Or, sorry, 2nd.
He's looking on Rajecki's side again. It's set downfield over. Oh, was that caught? Was that Jack Ripley? Oh, my goodness. I thought that was going to be just out of his reach, but look at that grab by the rising senior. Touchdown, Chiefs.
I mean, bringing up the highlight plays for the spring game. What a catch from Jack Ripley right there. One-handed grab and just falls onto it. Beautiful catch from Jack Ripley as the Chiefs go up by 2 scores.
And Sloan mentioned him in the pregame show. Jack Ripley and his length. I mean, people may say that Perez Blake and Gibbons is going to be a huge loss in the receiving core, but players like Ripley are going to show up in that case and use their length and height to get balls exactly like that one. This receiving core is looking as strong as ever for the Chiefs right now. This team as a whole is looking very powerful.
I mean, yeah, this offense, I don't really know what it's going to take to stop it. I mean, you want to stop the run game? Well, you got to go through Will Rajecki. If you want to stop the pass game, you got to go through Brooks Darling and Jack Ripley.
And if you want to stop Rajecki, you have to get through Alex Brewer and Brody Craig on the line. Like, that's so many big players in there.
And then also, if you want to shut down the passing game, you got to get past Colby Martin, Sue, who's been one of the most accurate quarterbacks.
And athletic, too. You can't sack him easily unless you're going on his blind spot or something. It's really hard to get to him.
I mean, we saw how many runs he's had, too, last year. I mean, that run against Creekview. I think there was one against Cherokee as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that, too.
Yeah.
So early in this one, it is 14-zip. As we're going to see Zeke Douglas and those Etowah Eagles come back on the field. Zeke Douglas is a rising junior, taking the place of Malone Pesquera, who just graduated this past season.
Ball will come out to the 25-yard line of the Eagles.
So the Eagles get another chance at the 25-yard line after going 4 and out on their first drive. We'll see if they can get a little bit of momentum going here.
Yeah, but this defense does not look like it's going to be letting up. Motion to the close side. Here's a handoff. There's a little space there, but stopped up only after about 3-4 yards.
Tackle made by number 18, Hayden.
So 2nd down and 4.
Bring up 2nd down for the Eagles.
Three receivers to the far side. Clock is at 5:50 in this quarter. Handoff again. They got some space on the outside. Pushed out of bounds. That was rising junior running back Walker Hughes.
Bring up 2nd down for the Eagles.
This Etowah team finished 2-8 last season after a strong start 2 seasons ago, and also a little bit steady start out of this season, but could not finish.
Yeah, they were 2-8, 1-5 in region. I mean, they had 2 decent wins. They had 24-22 against Chapel Hill, and then they had a 16-13 win at Wheeler. But both of their wins were within 1 score, and 5 games with only 1 touchdown or less, which just is not what you want to see from an offense. And they're going to need to try to get something going this season in that offensive scheme, and that's going to be another 4 and out.
Yeah.
And they just need a little bit more to get a few firsts maybe, but they're forced to punt another time here, and 4:30, the clock's moving.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was Drew Williams on that blitz right there, getting to the running back. Drew Williams may be the exact player you need, his speed, his agility to get, to replace, the presence of Taiwo Gundele, who just graduated, because he was a dominant force back there. Here's the punt, a high snap. Going to be to the right of Brooks Darling, going to be bouncing around to the 25. So the 3rd time we've seen Martin and this offense in the quarter, and they have been flawless thus far. I believe no negative plays, nothing close to a 4th down, honestly, and absolute dominance from Rajecki, Martin, and Darling.
I mean, have we even seen an incompletion? Is a real question. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. It's only been 2 drives. I'm pretty sure Martin is perfect tonight.
Yeah, 2 perfect passes. 1 to Ripley, 1 to Darling. You have 2 scores here. We'll see what they try to do this drive. Maybe they'll test out some new plays as they'll get started here on 1st down.
Handoff to Rajecki. That's a new play. Never seen that before. Handoff to Rajecki. Interesting. That handoff gets 6. And in case anyone is wondering, Rajecki, as we talked about in the pregame show, does have a large amount of offers.
Yeah, 24.
Just to list a few, we have recently we have Toledo, Middle Tennessee State. We got Kansas, that's D1 in the Big 12. Wofford, Georgia State is D1. NC State D1. Georgia, UAB, USF, all D1. Rice, that's Princeton.
JMU just made the jump.
JMU did just make the jump. I got KSU also making the jump. Handoff again to Rajecki. Bulldozing through defenders. It's a flag on the play. I believe it's going to be on the tackle on the defense. But also you have Miami, Ohio. You have Coastal Carolina. You have ECU. There's so many D1 schools that they may be not Power 5, Power 4 conferences, but still they're in the D1. They are very strong schools, especially very present in bowl games. I mean, ECU, I believe, just won a bowl game this past bowl season. And Memphis was there in the bowl season as well. And that is a face mask on defense. And you have Georgia Southern also D1. I mean, this is a high caliber running back. And the offer that truly just stands out to everyone, I believe, is Georgia. I mean, that is UGA, recently back-to-back national champions. That is no joke. So having Rajecki on the squad this year is going to be a big gift to Teeter and Jack Mine.
I mean, especially just being noticed at being a junior by UGA. I mean, even interest would be impressive enough.
Interest as a senior is crazy.
Yeah, an offer as a junior, it is ridiculous from Will. And I mean, he still have his entire junior season to go to get even more offers.
But it tracks. I mean, look at the kid. His numbers and his athleticism is insane. Passing to the flats, that's Holden Campbell, and he is able to scrape up about 4 yards on that run in the flats.
Yeah, great job. Martin gets out of the pocket, sees the pressure coming from his right side, have his peripheral view, dumps it off so Holden Campbell gets a little gain, but better than losing yard or taking an incompletion there. And I got 2nd and 6 here.
That's 2 receivers on the far side. Martin in the shotgun. Handoff to Rajecki yet again. Look at that read. Oh, my goodness. He almost dragged 3 defenders with him. But that read was exceptional. The blocking scheme right there. Man, this offense is going to be so difficult to stop.
I mean, I think that the RPO is going to be incredibly hard to stop on this team. I I mean, just the ability to make those reads, as you said. I mean, just deciding whether to go to Rajecki or Ripley or Darling. I mean, just so quickly we'll be able to knock teams off balance. And if you get the right incorrect read, lose a little bit of coverage somewhere, pretty much instant touchdown.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of which teams can beat Sequoia, as a little pass there is good for 8. I'm just trying to think of, realistically, which teams pose the biggest competition to Sequoia, that is. I mean, last year, the losses were to Sprayberry in the season, and then Coffee in the playoff. Well, we will not touch on that one. But they only had one loss, which was Sprayberry, in the regular season.
And it was still a close loss. I mean,
it was still. It was close in the first half. Score does not reflect the actual.
Yeah, the scoreline says 31-17, I think. But I mean, the fourth quarter they scored, I think, 2 touchdowns and a field goal, or 2 touchdowns to push that lead even further. So it was a close game. I mean, the Chiefs were in it for a while, and it just slipped away towards the end of it. And I mean, one or a few more touchdowns in that game, and that's a perfect regular season.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, definitely. Cherokee has lost Sabassir of the offseason. They're going to be a brand new team. Denmark, I believe, is going to be just as difficult as it was. It was close last season, 38-35, but I believe Sequoia is much more put together compared to when they were first game last season. Kell, that's going to be a tough out-of-region game, but still, is out of region, doesn't necessarily define playoff standpoint. Riverwood is going to be a tough game, but they're away, so maybe a little bit more difficult compared to last season. And then Sprayberry, I believe that's going to be a challenging game, as they have a lot of athleticism over there.
But we have them home this year, right?
We do have them home this year. Yes, that is correct, and that should also help.
Yeah, help a lot.
River Ridge is also going to be a tough opponent in region. Lassiter, Chiefs beat them handily last year. I believe the probably biggest challenges. Well, Creefy is going to be also a different team because they're losing Austin Guest. Austin Guest, their quarterback for the past, I believe, 4 years. He's graduating. So biggest challenges, in my opinion, are probably going to be River Ridge and Sprayberry in region. If the Chiefs can get past those teams, they could go for another, 4-peat of county champs?
Yeah.
As they're riding on the high of the 3-peat county champs.
And a sweep region, too, which can get into playoffs again. I mean, you make round 1 2 years ago, I think round 2 2 years ago, then Elite 8, Final 4 championship. I mean, it's in the horizon. I can picture it.
Yeah, no, it seems only right, So that is the end of the first quarter.
So the first quarter will end 14-0.
And Chiefs on another very impressive drive.
Yeah, about at the 15 right now is where they will end it, as they'll head into the third quarter.
And
I think there's 2 seconds left on the clock here.
There's 2 seconds left on the clock.
I think Martin called a timeout. So they aren't changing sides yet. I think we're going for one more play here.
I think he wants to score right here. I think he wants 21 points in one quarter.
I don't think anybody would be upset with that.
I don't think so. Maybe some Etowah fans. I don't think any any Sequoia fans would be upset with that one. So second down, one last play for the quarter. Ball is on around the 15-yard line. So you got 2 receivers on the close side. Martin in the shotgun, gonna hand it off. And Rajecki has a lane. Can he get there? Oh my goodness! You have 15 yards to gain for a touchdown. Who in the world would hand it off to a running back? That's Sequoia Chiefs would. To Will Rajecki, a D1 running back, and that score is the 3rd touchdown of the quarter. That's going to end it.
Yeah, almost 4 broken tackles on that one. That was a ridiculous run right there from Rajecki.
That's unbelievable.
That's stuff you just don't see every day.
No, you don't. When you have a 15 yards to gain for a touchdown at the last play of a quarter, no one really thinks to hand it off to a running back. But they just did. And they got every single yard needed.
I mean,
wow.
Rajecki just piled through multiple defenders. That was great to see. Yep. 21 points to end that first quarter. That is exactly what we're going to see from the Chiefs offense for the rest of this year.
Yep.
That's very impressive from the Chiefs. And if they can keep this up every game this year,
There's a large potential
there's a lot of potential
for a playoff run. I'll just say that. I think playoff presence is very capable for this Chiefs talented roster. But I mean, I'm not seeing any holes right now. Only holes I'm potentially seeing is that run defense with that front seven. But they're blitzing so well. They're getting to Douglas in the backfield so well. Only thing maybe the protection for Douglas isn't maybe the strongest caliber the Chiefs are going to see throughout the season. But I mean, that's still caliber players that they're facing and they're beating right now.
I wonder how the defense. I mean, Etowah, they are a good opponent. They're a good team. But I wonder how good they compare to the rest of our region right now. And if they have a close similarity, maybe there is like a team that's kind of built like them and they're a good comparison. But I mean, if any team is like this defense is going to be perfectly fine this season, and there'll be no worries at all.
But that does it for the first quarter. We'll see you for the second quarter in just a second. But that was my final quarter commentating for Chiefs TV. I've enjoyed every second of it. Thank you all for watching. Anything I've done over the past 4 years, whether it be a random volleyball tournament or Sequoia Chiefs football in the playoffs against Coffee County. But anything else to say, I have nothing. But I just want to say thank you to all the Chiefs fans for listening and watching me over the past 4 years. And Sloan McGee is going to be your new commentator. She's sensational and absolute football fan. She's going to be a great replacement for me, honestly better than me, I will say, overall as a whole. So Jake is going to be your play-by-play commentator, and Sloan is going to be your color from now on. It's been my honor, and I will hand it over to Jake and Sloan now.
There you go. Are we just going right on? Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. After that short little break, I'm Jake Jara, your new play-by-play commentator, and I'm joined by Sloan McGee, the new color analysis, and we have a very interesting second quarter of football to be played, or third quarter of football to be played. I keep getting these quarters messed up, but right now 21-0. A little wave to the camera real quick.
All right.
As we get back to the action here, as the Chiefs offense took over as we entered into the third. And they'll have a third and short for the Etowah offense. We'll see if they can finally get a first down here. Did not get one all of the entire second quarter. These quarters are messing me up. I can't compete.
It's okay. It makes sense. Makes sense for it to be
it's
a little wonky, but
it feels like a second quarter.
It does.
I'm getting second quarter vibes from what's going on the field right now.
It is in fact the third quarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Etowah will call a quick timeout. They're gonna rethink their play here on the third and very short, as they're still looking for their first down of the game. We've seen the Sequoia defense do a great job of containing the pass game and the rush game, and there's pretty much been no way for Etowah to get either outside of the hashes or play anywhere inside the hash, and the passing game just has not worked for them at all today.
Yeah, the good thing of what we were nervous for at the beginning of not having all the seniors from last year is honestly out the window, because we can, as you can see, our defense is stepping up to the legacy from last year.
I mean, yeah, we've seen Michael Fountain out there, Matthew Matz, Noah Normile, all of them doing a great job on that line where we thought there would be a lot of troubles. there really just hasn't been many troubles. I mean, it's gone perfectly smooth, which you do love to see, but it's not what we were expecting at all. So Etowah on third down here, looking for a first. To call a player in motion, send him back, fakes the handoff, throw a lob over the top, and it's caught, and he's got a lot of space. Benji Smith trying to track him down. He grabs him down just before getting into the end zone, and Etowah have a huge first down. And that's their first of the game, and it was a great drawn-up play, open space, lobbed over the top, and Etowah are inside the red zone for the first time tonight. There's not much that Chiefs secondary could do. And there's a snap on the floor. They are pressured instantly. Quarterback is down. And a little miscommunication right there from the center to the quarterback. It's a bad snap. And they're pushed back 10 yards. And what was a 1st and 10 or inside the Chiefs 10 now drops it back all the way to 2nd and 20 from the 20-yard line. And what could have been a scoring opportunity for the Eagles, now they got a lot of yardage to try to get into the end zone here. A lot of receivers out. They'll throw a lob way up there, and it's can't tell if it's caught. Yep, touchdown for the Eagles. It is a wonderful catch. Over the top lob ball. Just a moonshot, throwing it up there, hoping he grabs it. He does. And the Eagles get their first score early on in the third here, as they're looking to try to get back into this one, as now they're only down by 14. Tried a little Russell Wilson moonball throw all the way up there. Great grab from the Etowah receiver, as they'll bring on their kicker, kick their extra point. Their senior that just graduated, recently committed. I can't remember what college he's going to, but they have a new kicker on the varsity team this year. And he'll drill that extra point. So 21-7 is your score right now, as the Chiefs offense will take over once again with 8:19 left in the third. We've seen a lot of different ways the Chiefs have scored tonight. They've had one rush touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns, one to Ripley and one to Darling. We'll see what they try to do on this drive. See if they can get maybe some of their more depth receivers involved a little bit, try to throw off the Eagles a little bit more. I mean, they're definitely expecting ball to get thrown to Rajecki, definitely Darling as well. I think Jack Ripley could maybe get another touchdown on this drive. As we're waiting for the kickoff over here. Refs call Joseph Lucente and Noah Wilson at the back to receive. As here's a kick from Etowah. This one's going back towards the end zone. And stopped early, and be set up at the 25-yard line for the 4th offensive drive of the night for the Chiefs, as they'll look to do a little bit more damage to this Etowah defense. They've already attacked the line very hard tonight. They've done a lot to the secondary as well. We'll see where they try to attack the ball in this 4th drive.
I'm excited to see what Colby Martin can do in the sense of how deep he can throw. I think that it'll be essential for those like longer drives and longer throws. down the field as we carry into the next season.
I mean, yeah, you're set up at the 25-yard line. I mean, you have receivers that can go deep, and Colby has a cannon. He has the ability to get this ball downfield as he'll throw a screen pass to the side, and that ball is knocked out before it's caught, so just an incompletion there. And it's going to bring up second down. Great read right there from the Etowah defense. They saw exactly what was happening. Screen pass to the side to Rajecki. Instantly shut down. Doesn't even get into his hands. As now, second and 10. Colby Martin sets up in shotgun. Has Rajecki to his left and two receivers on the near side. On the run here, looking for somewhere to go. Throws that one out of bounds. And it's 3rd and 10 for the Chiefs. And what was could have been a promising start to this drive. Now you have a 3rd and 10, and the Etowah defense is looking to get off the field early here. They've saved a lot of clock time, only 8 minutes. Only about a minute has been killed, 8 minutes left in the first. They'll send Holden Campbell across over to the far side. They'll send Rajecki out of the pocket to block. Martin looking to throw, and it's caught by Brooks Darling. Stays in bounds and finally gets thrown out, but they move the chains for a first down, and the Chiefs survive the 3rd and 10. They move the chains for a first.
That's good enough for a Chiefs first down.
So 1st and 10 from about the 37-ish yard line. Martin hands it off to Rajecki, and he's got a lot of space. Gets taken down just by the ankles before he could really take off, but not before getting about 15 yards, and it's another explosive run from Rajecki. And then we just keep seeing this from him, just breaking out of the backfield, and you blink for 1 second and he's gone. You see him in the backfield, and then just poof, he's 15 yards up the field.
I mean, and we're expecting a lot of rushing yards and total yards out of Will Rajecki this year, because last year he had a total of 1,541 in the 24-25 season. So honestly, expecting more out of him this year.
Yeah, I mean, this offense has definitely ran through him, and as they hand it off to him once again, spin moves his way. He's still up, and he's going all the way to the end zone. Will Rajecki with another touchdown, number 2 of the night, spins his way into the end zone as the Chiefs go up by 3 scores to make it 27-7, pending the extra kick. And we're talking about Will Rajecki. You're talking about how you're expecting him to do more, and then he does that. I mean, breaks through, I don't even know how, 3 or 4 defenders. I mean, that is just impressive from him.
Did a little spin move there, almost he just juked out about 4 players in when he could have gotten tackled at any moment.
I mean, that is ridiculous. I mean, just breaking all those tackles. He can't bring them down.
The kick is good.
Kick is good. So they'll set it up 28-7 with a minute drive right there. It looked to be a little bit scary. The 3rd and 10 turned into a great completion to Brooks. And then he just ran the ball up the field a little bit, and then you just handed it off to Will and said, yep, go score your touchdown. And 30-yard run from Will as the Chiefs go up by 3 scores. And it's another quick drive from them, about a minute. And the Etowah defense almost had them there. It was very close. It was that 3rd and 10. If they just had one more play in them, forced a turnover. But no, the Etowah Eagles have another opportunity here to try to get back on the board. Scored a touchdown, got their first touchdown on their last drive, looking to do the same this time. As we'll see the new kicker, Leif Hansen, again. Perfect on extra points tonight. Has been pretty good on kickoffs. As more of a line drive kick, but would have made its way back into the end zone. But with that soccer background, you kind of see that. I don't know if you could tell on the broadcast, but that ball kind of just swerves a little bit to the left instead of going, the spiral going upwards and down. It kind of just goes sideways. And that's what happens when you kind of get too much contact on the side of your foot and you kick it more of like a soccer ball instead of a football. And it's going to be hard for Leif to try to transition from kicking a soccer ball to kicking a football. I mean, it's a hard, you feel like it'd be an easy transition, but it's surprisingly hard. Caleb did it perfectly, and that's why he's going to play football over at Coast Guard, and why he was one of the best kickers in the entire region last year. And I'm expecting Leif to be able to fill those shoes. I mean, I know how powerful of a leg that he has. I've been hit with a ball a few times in practice from him, so that's not always the most fun times in practice, but he definitely has a leg. As a run from Etowah doesn't get much, about a 3-yard gain as they'll set up a 2nd and 7. Clock ticking down here. Entering into the 6th minute, 6:46 on the clock. Etowah looking to just get a little bit more ball movement, try to get down the field. As they'll hand it off once again. They have a little bit of a gap there. They'll push the chains for a first. About a 10-yard run there. And we're starting to see a lot of improvement from this Etowah offense. They're starting to figure out this defense a lot more than they could at the beginning of this game. And instead of just 3 and outs, they've started to get a few drives going for them as they have a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line here. Still in shotgun, they have 4 receivers out. Throws another lob ball over the top, and that one has no chance but a flag onto the field. And I'm guessing that's going to be pass interference on the defense. So it's going to be another opportunity to move the chains here. Refs will take a second to talk about this one. Well, he picks up the flag and... Oh, never mind. Was pass interference, so 15-yard penalty for pass interference at a high school level. So they have a 1st and 10 now at the 45. And we're looking to throw another deep ball. Not enough room.
Pass falls incomplete. Bring up 3rd down.
And almost able to go rob that one, but just too far out. Can't grab it in time, nor a Chief or a Eagle. And 2nd and 10 now. You saw the vision there. They're getting a little bit more experimental in the pass game, throwing a few more balls than they started. That's 2 attempts at a deep ball, back-to-back plays. Not what we've started to see at the start of this one. Bit of a little change up here for the Etowah offense. Still in shotgun, 3 receivers out. They'll call in motion, fake the handoff, and it's packed away on the line. Drew Williams. Instantly packed away.
And Jake, like you said earlier, Drew, how Coach Buddy said that Drew Williams is going to be an essential part to this year's defense, stepping up as a rising junior. He's already shown that during this game with that pack right there.
I mean, he gets in a great position there, middle linebacker. Great job, knows when to blitz, and when he does, sticks his hand up, blocks the pass. And now you're 3rd and 10. You're forcing Etowah to make a big play here. They have 2 running backs in the backfield, 3 receivers out. Don't hand it off, looking to pass. Here's the pressure, throws it away. It's on the ground, incompletion. And Etowah is forced to punt once again. And it's a great job getting back on the right track after giving up a touchdown on the last drive. Forcing a punt from Etowah, 4th and 10. You keep the score 28-7. 5:40. They killed a lot of clock. Offense gets to step on the field one more time. It was close for Etowah. They had the progress moving. I mean, they started getting these first downs. They had the pass interference that helped them a lot. Their first down was definitely a good step in the right direction, but they just can't, that passing game, they're just overthrew a little bit too much on 2 of them, and then just one of them undershot it, and they're forced to punt that one. That's a great punt if it rolls back, and it will, and that's going to settle at the 10-yard line. That's a great punt there from Etowah, as they'll stick the Chiefs at the 10 with 5:40 left here in the third, 28-7. As we'll get to see the offense for another time tonight. Looking to get another score, make it 5 scores on 5 drives. They'll send Will Rajecki out. No running backs in the backfield. Then just hand it off to Holden Campbell, who came off on the motion, but they will get 0 yards from that one.
Run by number 10, Holden Campbell. Bring up 2nd down.
And now they have a 2nd down here after that play. Did not work the way they intended to. I think it was trying to just drag some attention over to the sideline, either focus on Will or focus on Brooks, but they just couldn't get enough people outside of that box and just instantly brought down. This time they'll keep Rajecki inside with 2 receivers on the far side. Martin looking to throw. He finds Rajecki. He's got a lot of space. He's still going, has more space to go. Finally gets brought down after running for about 40 yards. And Will Rajecki is just having himself a game.
That's what we're saying, going from around the 10 to the 50. I don't necessarily know another high school running back that can do that pretty constantly, at least once a game.
I mean, it's both in rushing and receiving. I mean, that counts for receiving yards. I mean, just the way that he can get open in both aspects of the game. I mean, it's just incredible. You don't see it much in many high school players. But this spring game, he is proving a lot of people wrong. Holden Campbell is trying to make some space. And it's a great run from Campbell right there. As a little bit of an argument down over past the play, but Campbell gets a good gain right there. Got a 7-yard gain, sets up a 2nd and 3. And now they got another opportunity here.
Yeah,
with that, even more.
With that good run from Holden Campbell, as Max was saying earlier in the pregame show, we're expecting, with everybody's eyes being on Will, for Holden to step in as another running back and receiver to help lead the Chiefs down the field.
Yeah, there's another fake to Holden. Instead, throw it over to Rajecki. He jukes a guy out, and finally taken down by 2 defenders. I mean, Will Rajecki just more receiving yards, and he gets another 1st down, as he'll take a little breather here and step out for a play. I mean, he just cannot be stopped. They are having a hard time figuring out how to stop it both in receiving and passing. I mean, they get him out wide. They just toss it over to him. They need multiple defenders to take him down. They just don't have enough people on him to be able to do that. As they'll fake the handoff, instead throw a bullet pass to Brooks Darling. And it's a great ball from Colby Martin, a dangerous ball from Colby Martin, but placed perfectly in the hands of Darling as they'll push the chains once again for another first.
That's what we're saying when we say Colby Martin can see the field so well. Like, I don't know another quarterback that can fit it through two defenders' hands right into Brooks' hands, like just like that.
I mean, it's such a dangerous ball. I mean, a little bit to the left, tips off Brooks into a defender's hand. A little bit more to the left, right into the other defender's hand. Two to the right, another guy's there. I mean, just how perfect that throw is as he hands it off, trying to push his way inside the end zone. Does he get it? No. They're going to call him, that's like a foot short. So the Chiefs second down now after another great run. About a yard away. That was Joseph Lucente on the run. As 2:14 on the clock, slowly trickling away. About a yard left to go. Rejecki still out of the game. Lucente in the backfield, and they'll call a timeout here. It will be a timeout for Etowah as they'll try to stop something from the Chiefs. Maybe get 3 stops, force a field goal, less points on the board, try to get back into it when they come back with their JV squad. But 28-7, this offense has worked perfectly. I mean, there's barely been anything that's gone wrong. I mean, I think there's been 1 or 2 incompletions, and that's it. And one of them was a screen pass that the defense perfectly read. I mean, there's barely been anything just to see from this game that's like, yeah, we need to work on this. This went bad. This is what we got to work on. I mean, this offense, from my perspective, has been amazing so far tonight. So Etowah makes their way back onto the field. The Chiefs do as well. As we'll head back to the sideline for a second here. I think it was another timeout, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the Chiefs offense has done a great job today. I mean, last year they were one of the best teams, or one of the best offenses in the region, about 38-ish points a game. I mean, they had 190 passing yards, 202 rushing yards. I mean, they were perfectly balanced as you can get with passing and rushing. I mean, they incorporated so many aspects of the game. I mean, you had Mariah, Taiwo, Will, and then you had Brooks, you had Paul and Noah. I mean, all these players just got involved in this game. And I think you're starting to see that in this one. I mean, we've seen Holden Campbell get some carries, Joseph Lucente, Will Rejecki, Brooks Darling, Jack Ripley. I mean, these players are starting to get more and more reps, and you're starting to see that these guys, these guys are equally as good as some other guys on the field, and these guys can be weapons at some point, and Etowah's just having a hard time being able to stop them.
And also, if we're thinking about it, today we are in May, and the first game is in fact in August, so these boys still have 2 months of summer to really work on their craft and their talent in football, and so the awesome talent that we're seeing right now is going to be even more awesome in August, coming the 2025 season.
I mean, yeah, summer is definitely going to be a important time for this Chiefs team. A lot of development's going to happen. I mean, we know how much the backup, the depth that this team has. You haven't seen a lot from it, but this summer could be a time where some of these guys can move their way up the depth chart onto this starting varsity roster spots, and some hidden gems can be found. If not, you get more playing time, more JV time, and you start to form more depth, and your team just starts to get more and more complete every other day. As there's another rushing touchdown for the Chiefs. That's Joseph Lucente with his first touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs have another touchdown here as they'll bump the score 34-7 now, as this Chiefs have taken over this game. So the kick is good for the Chiefs, and 35-7. It is just getting better for them as the defense will step back onto the field. Have allowed one touchdown. Their last drive was very good. They started off a little bad. They had a pass interference. They gave up a first down, but then they locked in. They got the job done, forced a punt. They got that drive out of the offense, and now defense's time to respond. Give them, well, the offense just gave them hopefully a stop. And with 1:43 left in this one, hopefully they can walk out this clock and have a nice end to the at least varsity part of this spring game. So here's Leif to kick off once again. There's a great kick there from Leif, and that one is back into the end zone. So take the fair catch. And at the 25, 1:43 on the clock.
Eagles will take over at the 25-yard line.
The Etowah offense looking to get a little more progress than the last two.
We got pizza at the concession stand.
They got a touchdown 2 drives ago, and you started to see a little bit of progress from them. And I think that with a little bit more variety in their game, last drive they really focused on the passing aspect. I think if they can try to mix in some passing with some more running, they can get a few first, maybe move the chains a little bit, but instantly stuffed there. I mean, there was no chance of that one going anywhere. As Noah Normile just got there instantly. And that's a loss of 5 yards for the Eagles. 2nd and 15. And that's not how you want to start a drive, especially in crunch time, with 1:13 left on this clock here. Etowah looking to pass the ball here, and he is sacked. Matthew Matt with a sack, dropping the Eagles back even further. 3rd and way too long to even count how many yards that is.
Now, Matthew Matz is going to be a key player for this defense. He had 4 total sacks in the 24-25 season, so to already have 1 in the spring game, we know that more is coming in the fall.
I mean, yeah, and you lose so many players that took a lot of those sacks with those seniors. I mean, Ian Tywell, I think, and Carter were all players who had most of the sacks of the season, and Matthew kind of just came in here and there, got some sacks. I mean, he had a phenomenal season, but it was hard when you had so much talent in front of him. Now he's at the front of the line, already having a phenomenal spring game, and I can't wait to see more from him for the regular season. So the Eagles, 20 seconds on the clock, running out of the pocket, throws it away. Does he hold on to that one? He does. What a catch there. Moves the chains up about 10 yards. Doesn't do much for the Eagles. But they'll close out the quarter with a great catch. And that will do it for the varsity players here at Skip Pope Stadium. And it was a great showing for the varsity players. And there'll be a 20-minute break before we go into the second JV teams. But that was a great 2 quarters there from varsity. I mean, we saw a lot of what we wanted to see going into this next season. A lot of new players and, I mean, some players that we didn't necessarily see as first-string players getting their shot. I mean, Joseph Lucente got his touchdown. Rejecki had his game as per normal. I mean, that's just normal for Rejecki at this point. Ripley and Darling both had great games, and Colby Martin almost had a perfect game. I mean,
yeah, we pretty much just saw a little sneak peek of what August is going to look like. And honestly, it's really exciting with a lot of these players going to be able to work on their talent over summer and being able to show off in the fall.
Yeah, I hope it's as exciting as the spring game was. But for us, that's going to do it, at least for the next 20 minutes. I was Jake Jara.
I'm Sloan McGee.
Thank you for watching. We will see you in a bit.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Kick. Think about it. 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 Think about it.
Welcome back to Skip Pope Stadium for the fourth and fifth quarter action of the JV players, and this is going to be an exciting fourth and fifth quarter. You don't really hear fifth quarter a lot these days. I mean, I've never really heard it myself, but we're going to see some JV players, some potential future varsity starters in here. I'm excited to see how these players are going to, impact this game. I mean, this is pretty much already a blowout. Varsity did a great job putting the Chiefs in a perfect spot to win this game. I mean, if you want to even say win, it's still a spring game. But I'm excited to see what this JV squad can bring to the field for this part of the game.
I mean, totally. They literally are the future of Sequoia. So, I mean, this upcoming year, we're going to end up losing a lot of key seniors like Colby Martin, Will Rejecki, and the rest of them. So excited to see what this next level, the lower level of our Sequoia team, and see what they can do.
Yeah, a lot of future on this field. I mean, this offense is going to be completely reworked next year with all the players that are leaving. So we're going to see a lot of that future right now as we flip over to the field for some JV action at Skip Pope Stadium once the refs get underway here. But yeah, varsity did a great job. The defense did phenomenal getting the game started. I mean, a lot of doubts was going into the defense to start the game. I mean, everyone thought, this is going to be a little hard to replace the start players, the big starters. I mean, the defensive line was the biggest worry and turned out completely fine. I mean, I think 3 or so sacks we had. I mean, really nothing to worry about for that defense, as they did a great job filling the shoes of the seniors that did leave. And now we're going to see some more depth on this line, some players we haven't really seen before step into the game. So we'll play for 10 minutes this quarter, and I think it's a running clock. We won't have as much stoppages. And instantly tackled for a loss. Saucebitter with a great tackle. Just gets the guy pretty much instantly. Does pretty much no chance of getting that one. And just like that, another tackle for a loss, 6 and 15. And Etowah's going to have to regroup here, try to find something to do after that run that just did not work. They're probably going to try to pass it here. They'll send at least 3 receivers out. Maybe they'll send their running back out. Still in shotgun. Here's the snap. Hands it off. Throws a man down. Helmet came off, but barely went anywhere. I mean, maybe a gain of 2 as they set up a 3rd and long as Etowah are struggling on the start. So offense with one last chance here to try to get a first down. They'll send 3 receivers to the far side. We'll have 1 running back in the backfield looking to throw. Doesn't have any options, and he is sacked in the backfield, and it's another massive loss. That's Jacob Shan with the sack and sets him back another 10 yards, 4 and 20. And there is no chance that this offense is going to go for it, and they're going to punt this one away. And that is a great start for this JV defense.
Yeah, wonderful start. As we can tell, our defense is in top-tier shape for the next couple of years. Honestly, not much to be worried about for the next upcoming seasons when the rising senior class ends up leaving next year.
That was a perfect opening drive. I mean, no offensive yards gained. Put them back around 20 yards total.
I'm excited to see what QB Eli Stoddard can do. He's a rising sophomore, and so all he's seen so far is freshman football. And next year with Colby leaving, he's going to have some big shoes to fill, and we're ready to see if he can do that during this JV portion of our spring game.
Yeah, he had a great season in freshman football. Pretty sure they did go undefeated. They at least swept region. I do know that. And it's going to be interesting to see how he plays at a varsity level. I mean, not all these players that he's playing right now are varsity players, but some of these JV guys can also play up at varsity. And we know Eli Stoddard definitely has what it takes to be a good quarterback. I mean, it's just hard when Colby Martin's the one that's in front of you. He's definitely going to help the offense going into these next few years without Colby. But we can see a little bit of him tonight. As the offense goes back out there after the little interruption. So we're going to see a bunch of new faces on this offense compared to the first drive. Here's the snap. Stoddard rolling out of the pocket, and Wilbur can't get his hands on the ball, and it falls behind him, 2nd and 10. Chiefs looking to make a little bit of offensive progress here. 2 in the back with 2 out wide. They'll hand it off here to Wilbur, and he's got a little bit of space. He's making some moves. Finally gets brought down, close to gaining the first, but Lamar give him about a yard short. And it's going to be a 3rd and short here. They got about 2 or so yards to go. Be a question if they can get her now. Might try to hand it off again to Wilbur. He did get a nice run right there. They'll keep 1 in the backfield. We'll send 2 out. Maybe they'll have a man break off. Hands off again. He has the first. He has a lot more space too. Finally brought down. As Joseph Lucente moves the chains for a first down. And when talking to Jack Mine, he said that Lucente is going to be a player to look out for the backups of Rejecki. And he's going to definitely get some varsity minutes this season. We're already seeing a little bit of him in this one. He got a touchdown earlier in the night as Stoddard rolls out of the pocket, has a wide open man. Here's the catch and goes down. Dives for a few extra yards. Sets up 2nd and 4. As Stoddard has done a great job opening the night. Clock still moving down to 5:34. 2nd and 4. A lot of motion there. They hand it off to Wilbur. He's dragging a defender on the ground. Wilbur with a great job getting that yards after contact. Moves the chains for another first down and sets up 1st and goal. And it's a great job from this secondary offense to start getting a move on and forcing Etowah to make some mistakes. And this running back core is looking really good going into this first drive, as Lucente and Wilbur have been just dragging Etowah defenders down wherever they go. As Stoddard fakes the handoff, rolls out of the pocket once again, looking to throw over the top and wide open touchdown for the Chiefs. And once again, the Chiefs score another touchdown, and that's senior Michael White getting his first score of the night. And it goes up to 42-7. as both offenses for the Chiefs really just pummeling down on Etowah. They did a great job knowing what to expect from this team, and they'll just skip the extra point on this one.
Jake, I think Eli Stoddard just showed us that he has some promise in the upcoming years. Besides that, first incomplete pass in the beginning, probably some beginning jitters, first real, I would say, varsity scrimmage minutes. But then after that, leading his team down the field for a touchdown seems pretty promising.
I mean, that pass really wasn't even his fault. He hit the receivers in his hands. Just a little bit of pressure from the Etowah defender forced the incompletion there. And, I mean, Eli Stoddard, he looked good. That's a first drive. I mean, what more can you expect from him from making his reads, making his completions, threw for a touchdown? That's exactly what you want to see, especially in the first drive.
Totally, and let's see if our Sequoia defense can stop Etowah once again.
Yeah, and there's a low snap right there, and they are instantly stuffed once again as this defense is just going off on this Etowah offense right now. They just can't seem to get anything going, and now it's 2nd and 12 after that tackle in the backfield, as Etowah just has to try and get something moving here, as they've been struggling all night with this offensive movement. They'll send 4 receivers out, and ref will call his whistle. Nothing will happen, though. Here's the play. A little bit of pressure, quickly throws, and that's thrown to nobody. Not really anybody open in the area there. D-line, the pocket just collapsed on him so quickly, had to throw it away. 3rd and long now. And again, you're in a bad situation. 3rd and long, you got to get something going. Can the Eagles just figure out a way to get out of 3rd and long, 2nd and long? I mean, they really haven't had much success in this quarter so far, and they've struggled a lot. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Has nobody open once again. The pocket completely collapses, tries to throw it, and not enough for the first. And it's going to set up 4th down once again. As they'll force the punt, another 3 and out from this defense, and this depth has proven very well so far. I mean, that's back-to-back drives that have been near perfect. I mean, barely any offensive yards gained. I think, if any, 2 or 3. I mean, that's as much as you can ask for. I mean, that's pretty much been a perfect 2 drives for them so far.
Totally. This Sequoia defense, this JV defense is going to be a very key part to the next couple of years, especially, like I said before, with our seniors leaving, because seniors graduate. So, yeah, pretty promising.
Yeah, I would love to keep some, seniors for a few extra years, just, pay them a little bit of money. We'll, just play for a few more years for us.
I mean, we could totally lie about their age and their grade.
I mean, who's going to
hold them back?
Who's going to know?
Fail a couple classes.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to know? I mean, Will, I know you want to play for us for a few more years, right?
Yeah, why go to college yet,
Offense takes the field once again, hand it off, and still with a lot of weight. Joseph Lucente has a lot of space created for himself, and he gets inside the 30, and it's a great run from Lucente as he gets out of bounds, moving the chains.
That was almost a Will Rejecki move. Going,
pretty much was.
Juking out all the defenders when you're about to get tackled. I mean, like you said, how Jack Mine said earlier that Lucente is going to be a big key player for those who are going right after, coming right after Will Rejecki.
Yeah, Lucente is going to be somebody you want to watch out for as they try to move it once again. And I think that's going to move the chains again. If not be short, yes, it does. It's another 1st down. And this offense just keeps on just pummeling down on this Etowah defense. First and 10, 2:45, clock's running. Ehlers-Stoddard on his second drive of the night, hands it off, has a lot of space, and walking into the end zone. The Chiefs have another touchdown, and it's Noah Wilson walking into the end zone for this one, and it just shows even more backfield depth behind Will. I mean, we thought that losing Ian and losing Taiwo was going to be a problem, but no, I mean, these underclassmen have been phenomenal tonight. Joseph Vicente, Noah Wilson, Wilbur, I mean, they've all shown enough. They've been great. And that's another touchdown, up the score once again with 2:27 left in the fourth. This offense has done a great job, as the defense will come out once again and they'll look for a third consecutive stop. I mean, they've been perfect all night. I wonder if they can keep that up. Clock running down. Sorry, they stopped the play clock now. Here's the snap. Looking for a pass, throws it deep. Can they find the connection? Yes, they can. The Eagles finally get a first down in this quarter. It comes very late, but it's still some progress as they move the chains, flip the field.
Yeah, phenomenal play by the Etowah Eagles.
It's a great throw over the top and a great catch, too. Most of their passes tonight have just been noon balls, just hoping that the receiver can go and make the play. And their receivers have. They've done a great job tonight grabbing that ball out of the air. And the yards after the catch have been great, too. First and 10 at the 40 now. 1:58 on the clock. Eagles looking to get a score before the quarter switch. Another thrown ball, and that one's intercepted by the Chiefs. It's TJ Hill. Grabs the interception, just an overthrown ball from Etowah. Or sorry, that's Jaden Duperville on the interception.
Look at him being celebrated by his teammates. You know, I've heard that the Sequoia football family is truly a family that no matter what, they are behind each other's backs every single second. And that his team cheering him on right there shows that perfectly.
A great interception from Duperville. Overthrown ball and just moves out the way, diving, grabbing it out of the air, picked off, and Chiefs offense once again takes the field, and they'll hand this one off, shifting this out of the backfield, and doesn't get much harder than that. But, I mean, this defense, 2 3-and-outs and then an interception. I mean, that is exactly what you wanted to see. They've been amazing all night. I mean, both the varsity and the JV, they've both been performing way better than anyone's expectations were, blowing them out of proportions. Offense back onto the field once again. Clock running at 1:20. Play clock at 3. They got to snap it here. Hand it off, double handoff. And that one will move the chains once again for a first down. As we're closing into the last minute of the quarter. Chiefs need 2 more plays to knock this quarter out, though, assuming they'll just run this one. Here's the snap, handed off once again, and doesn't get much from that, but it will end the fourth quarter and will enter the fifth now, assuming they don't run any more plays here. And what a great quarter from this JV squad. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for from that. I mean, pretty much perfect.
I mean, Jake, I'm just excited to have a fifth quarter of football.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't see this often unless it's like overtime. And
we barely. I mean, we got a few overtimes last year. I think we got maybe one. I think it was.
Yeah. It's exciting to have another quarter, quarter to watch,
and see some of these new players that you don't normally get to see. And I mean, this defense has been pretty much perfect so far tonight. They've been very interesting to watch, and so is this offense. I mean, Eli Stoddard has been amazing to watch. I mean, not many misses so far tonight, and they're out of the backfield. Lucente, Wilbur, can't remember the other guys, but, I mean, they've been doing a phenomenal job at keeping the same pace that Rejecki was getting and putting that same amount of pressure on the Eagles.
Totally, really impressed by these younger players. I mean, especially Eli Stoddard only being able to play freshman football last year. I mean, he's really picked up his pace and been able to make some changes for the Chiefs offense.
Yeah, I mean, and then on the defense as well, I mean, perfect quarter. 2 3-and-outs. And then an interception. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for there. Barely any yards gained besides that one over-the-top ball from Etowah. Other than that, this defense has been perfect. The line has done a great job pressuring the quarterback instantly. A few sacks here and there, mostly tackles for losses, but nothing else more you can ask for from them.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's been a great quarter by the Chiefs, and we're excited to have a fifth one.
I mean, yeah, we get to see him again now, which is very exciting. I mean, more time to see some of these players play at a higher level that they normally don't get to be seen at. Players play better under the lights, and we've seen exactly that tonight. So we're going to head back out to the game now as the fourth or fifth quarter will be underway now. As it will start off with a 3rd and long-ish for the Chiefs. Stoddard, maybe his first moment of adversity of this game. 3rd and 8. Has 2 receivers out. One can break away. One in the backfield. Hands it off. Can't create much space and goes down towards the line of scrimmage. And there's
Jake, I don't even get discouraged by those tackles that happen so quickly because that even happens in college. I mean, a lot of these players like right now have college offers. I mean, those quick tackles right there happen pretty often. That yardage is yardage in this game.
Yeah, I mean, drives fall out here and there, and I mean, every occasional times you're going to have one bad drive, and it doesn't take away from anything that's happened before. I mean, they're just trying to, at this point, they're just trying to run the clock out and hand the ball off. I mean, there hasn't been much passing that we've seen since earlier on last quarter, but Etowah will have another chance at some offense here. We'll get to see this defense once again after that Jaden Duperville interception. Here's the snap, and it's on the ground once again, and instantly pressure put on. The pocket collapses so quickly for the Eagles. I mean, there was nobody on them. Instantly brought down, and they'll sub out quarterbacks once again.
Touchdown by number 40, Anthony Ruiz.
That was Anthony Ruiz with the sack.
Little miscommunication by the Etowah Eagles on who is, I mean, can't really tell who is playing quarterback right there.
Yeah, it's 2 quarterbacks on the field. I guess it's two-way here. They'll send one out to the far side. Maybe a little trick play action could be seen. You know, he's running a route, deep one there over the middle, and that ball thrown.
And a flag thrown.
Yeah, after the ball was overthrown and still made the hit. It was a great hit, but
without a ball in the hand.
Yeah, and it's a spring game, so I guess they'll call either unnecessary roughness or pass interference or something there to move ball up just a little bit. See what the refs do with it. Ref still talking it over, it looks like. I guess they'll just pick up the flag. They'll stay 3rd and long. No flag on that play. Clean hit. As we'll play on here. Eagles 3rd and long, looking to throw over the top. Another moon ball. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. And no, he can't fumble. Is that a fumble or incomplete? I cannot tell what they're calling because I think they're going to call it a fumble because the defense is going to stay on. So, yeah, catch then fumble there. And the Eagles get a first down on a 3rd and long, and they survive another 3 and out. It was close. Could have been an incomplete catch, but they'll say that he had possession. And luckily, ball came out of bounds instead of landing at a Chiefs' feet. 7:26 on the clock. Etowah looking to try to make some moves, and he's running backwards, trying to get somewhere to go, and absolutely stuffed on the far end.
He just picked him up and placed him down.
Yeah, Braden Bannister with a great tackle right there and forces the tackle for loss. Now 2nd and 14. I mean, every single time Etowah gets something going, it's just instantly thrown back by a great defensive play from the Chiefs. I mean, they've been amazing tonight besides 1 or 2 plays. Etowah 2nd and long. 3 receivers out, looking to throw once again. Another longly arched ball and almost intercepted once again. That was Easton Brown. The sophomore almost got to it. Said just pack that one away, and now instead we'll have a 3rd and 13.
Now I heard Easton Brown had a great freshman year season last year, so if he ever gets some good varsity minutes, we know that he has some pretty promising plays coming up.
Yeah, the freshman team was very scary last year. A lot of big players. I mean, we're seeing a lot of them right now. I mean, the way that both offensively and defensively they just dominated this game. Some of these guys came from the freshman team. Some of them have came from just JV. There's a flag on the play. That's going to be definitely defensive interference there. Just got tripped up on the run. Just an unlucky one right there. Not much else you can do about it. And they'll get a nice first down there. And 15-yard penalty. As the refs counting out 15. He'll place it at the 13-yard line. As Etowah has another first down here, looking to get into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Again, throwing, looking for the end zone, can't grab it.
A little overthrown there, but also promising arm for the Etowah Eagles.
Yeah, they really like lofting this ball up and just hoping that the receiver can come down with it. It's a lot of NFL teams you see do it. You just see try to throw the ball up. It's hard for DBs to kind of know when and where it's coming from, and it helps the receiver a lot. And if receivers with great hands, they have a lot better chance of catching these balls. And just you see some guys with great hands in the pros that happens to, and they can make those spectacular catches. And you see Etowah trying to do that tonight, and it's just not really been going their way, as they'll hand this one off instead as he pushes it almost to the first down line. I wonder if they'll give it to him. It's definitely very close, but they'll keep it at third down, so it'll be 3rd and short for the Eagles. Eagles looking to hand it off here. They do. Will that be enough for the first down? It does not look like it. It's going to be 4th down, and it's a great 3rd down stop there from the Chiefs, and it's 4th and very short. They're going to keep the offense on the field. And with a chance to get on the board for a second time tonight. Eagles need a first here. 4 receivers out, 1 running back. They're looking to pass. Back deep end zone, and it's way overthrown. And it's a turnover on down, and it's an incredible defensive stand for this Chiefs defense. And they will stay, as there's a JV squad, they will stay in a shutout so far with 4:53 still to go. That is a great job from the defense making that stop. The offense will get another go at it. Eli Stoddard still out there for the Chiefs, looking for another score, as they'll hand this one off once again. Going to create some space, hurdles a guy, as it's Aiden Finney in the backfield with a great gain, and he'll move the chains for another first down, as they'll keep the clock rolling. Stoddard still out there at quarterback. Chiefs doing a great job keeping this offense just rolling. I mean, there's nothing much that the Eagles have been able to do to stop the run game tonight.
Repurposed,
whether it be Will,
otherwise reused,
even
or
Finney on that last drive.
Without
we see right here,
consent of Chiefs television.
As that's another 10-yard gain for the Chiefs as it moves the chains once again. As that was Noah Wilson. Noah Wilson has had a few runs tonight, had a touchdown a little while ago. Lucente done a great job as well. Holden Campbell. I mean, this backfield has been on point tonight. The Eagles not been able to do much to be able to stop them. We haven't seen much of the passing game from this secondary squad in a while. I mean, just trying to run this clock out. Here's another handoff. They'll do a little jet sweep out to the sideline. It's a great block.
That was Noah Wilson again. He's playing his booty off tonight, you know?
Yeah, he's having a great night. Brody Vance, the jet sweep there. And another first down, moving the chains once again. Great block on the run there
I couldn't tell who that was, but somebody flattened somebody out. As it's another handoff here, and they just keep making space. As he's making his way all the way down, it's Noah Wilson with another touchdown. What a run from Wilson as he gets himself his second touchdown of the night. As he keeps pushing the chains for the Chiefs, and this running back core has been amazing in this second half of the night and the first half of the night.
That was a matter of fact. Noah Wilson is only a rising 10th grader. Only played freshman football last year. These freshmen, current freshmen, upcoming sophomores are pretty promising for the next couple of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on that freshman team that are showing out in this game. We saw Easton Brown with a big hit earlier. Eli Stoddard at quarterback, who's had a few good throws. This defense is also doing a great job keeping Etowah scoreless so far throughout their quarter. Eagles have scored one touchdown tonight, and it came in the second quarter of the varsity scrimmage. As they'll hand this one off, and he's instantly stuffed once again. A lot of Chiefs needed to bring him down, but gets about a gain of 2, so a 2nd and 8 now.
Bring up second down for the Eagles.
As clock continues to move down, closing in on the 2-minute mark. As the defense just continues to do their thing. There's not been many plays that have really gotten to them besides a few over-the-top balls from Etowah. Other than that, they have been near perfect.
It's been really fun to watch this JV Sequoia team during this 5th quarter.
As that snap is a little high, quarterback keeps it instead. He's going to make his way outside the pocket. He's got a first down. And they'll mark him down after running for about 20 yards, and that's a great run right there from the Etowah quarterback.
Etowah run goes for a first down.
And they'll say he stepped out of bounds. Got the first, though. Clock stopped at 1:48. It was a great run. Just a little high snap, popped it up to himself, and just took it outside. Had enough space and just took off with it. Had a lot of speed on that run. Clock's rolling again now at 1:30. Two receivers on the near side. And another high snap here. He's going to keep it once again. Won't have much to go. And he is once again instantly brought down, and that's going to be a tackle for a loss, and drops him back all the way 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now, as we're coming in to the final minutes of this one. 1:19 on the clock, still ticking. As Etowah's kind of just running this one down. 2 more plays here should do it for them after a not so successful night for Etowah, but a very good night for Sequoia. As there's a great run as he breaks open into the backfield, and the commentator Jake strikes as Etowah score their 2nd touchdown of the night. A 60-yard run through the backfield as Etowah score, make it 49-14 with 40 seconds left.
I mean, good attempt by the Sequoia defense to try to chase him down. I mean, you could tell that they were sprinting pretty hard, but he was just too far gone.
Yeah, you saw the effort there. I don't know who it was, but almost got to him in time. But Etowah gets one more score before this one is over with 41 seconds left. Makes the scoreline look a little bit worse than it was, as the Chiefs will come on for the last 40 seconds of this one, and they should just run the clock out here and call this game. Yep, there's the knee from Eli Stoddard, and that will do it from Skip Pope Stadium. That was a great game from both sides of the teams. You had the JV team and the varsity team having incredible games. That JV team almost shut out the Etowah in that second half. The defense just one play away from it, and the offense had a great game too. I mean, looking from that JV squad, there's not much more you would want it to see from that game.
Not at all. I mean, we have some pretty promising upcoming season with all these players. Even if one of our varsity players happens to get hurt, we have great JV players just to back them up. I think it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great year. There's a lot to look forward to. 3 months, though, is what we're going to have to wait to see this team in a regular season action. But for now, it has been a pleasure to spend this evening with you. I've been Jake Jira.
I'm Sloan McGee.
Thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Bang. Let's go, guys.
This copyrighted broadcast by Chiefs Television may not be reproduced, repurposed, rebroadcasted, or otherwise reused or redistributed in any form without expressed written consent of Chiefs Television. Thank you for watching.